Hey, Power, Happiness and Success family, welcome. This video is for anyone out there who wants to become an even better leader in their lives, in their business, someone who essentially wants to be a better role model and just take their quality of life to that next level. So let's dive straight into this. This video is all about building rapport. Because we live in a society, obviously, where it's all about relationships, working with people in business, in investments, in your family, in your relationships with your social connections and so on and so forth. It's all about building rapport. Now, I'm going to do my best not to go into like too much depth because I don't want to overwhelm you, but there are so many different components that you can pay attention to as it relates to building rapport. And a lot of it has got to do with, in NLP terms, what's called pacing and leading. Okay? Developed by Milton Erickson. I'll outline what essentially this means, but pacing and leading can be done a whole host of different ways. You can refer to things like breathing, idiosyncrasies, which just means particular nuanced mannerisms in your facial reactions, for example. It could relate to someone's gestures. If someone's uses a lot of hand gestures, you know what I mean, and all these sort of things. It could relate to body language. It can relate to tonality, the way in which you use your voice. It could be to do with tempo of how you use your voice. So these sort of things are about voice now. It could be to do with the vocabulary that they use and how they say the particular words in what kind of fashion. It's really, really detailed things. And essentially involves pacing. Essentially means copying. Now, you don't want to be too obvious in terms of copying, but I apply a 10-second rule. There's a 10-second rule in whereby you have to copy someone. It doesn't have to be exact, but you have a 10-second rule to start copying the kind of behaviors and words, if you will, of the person with whom you want to build rapport with. So rapport is all about respect, kind of liking, but it's about feeling the same. Because most people are run by their own ego, people who are seen as different will not be let into the group. Okay? So if you appear as different, that's like, say if you're from a certain culture, a certain country, and you meet someone who's also from that same country, especially if it's a diverse territory, for example, and you meet them, you're like, oh my God, you're from where I'm from, how amazing. And then you meet someone else and they're like, well, I'm from another part of the world. Yeah, you stay over there. I'm going to talk with you. Do you know what I mean? And this is very much egoic thinking based on identity, feeling sameness, similarity. And that's where pacing and leading originates from, because most people are run by their egos, the things that they identify with. And if you're seen as different, difference relates to fear, unknown, a threat, makes you defensive, you can't relax around someone. And this kind of technique will enable you to connect more with people, even if they seem different. Okay. So I outline all of these in great detail in my book, The Art of Power, Happiness and Success. Get your hands on it. It's a tremendous book. You can get it at Amazon. You can also get it at my store at www.alexgemstore.com. Go hook yourself up. But what shall we go with? Let's go with let's go with gestures. Okay. Oh, actually, body language is a bit more easier for you guys to comprehend for this video. I don't want to go into too much depth. Not today. So body language is this. So if you meet someone and they're quite defensive, they're probably having a bad day. Now, crossing arms doesn't necessarily mean that they're defensive. It could be their way of being relaxed, or it could be, cold outside and they just want to cover up a little bit more. They want to protect their organs and so on and so forth, because that's what we do when we're cold. But say if you've got someone who's leaning back, not really bothered, indifferent about what's going on, quite bored, not very interested in what you've got to say. And the best way to break rapport, which is what we don't want to do, is to run up to him and say, hey, how you doing, man? You all right? What are you up to? Oh, God, get me away from this guy. Because you're different. But if you go and sit next to them, and you also cross your hands, you're like, how you doing, buddy? You all right? And they'll be like, Yeah, yeah. How you doing? Yeah, cool, man. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. There's that liking, there's that rapport. Whereas if you sat down and that person was like that, quite laid back, talking slowly, monotone voice, closed body language, and you come and sit next to them and go, "Hey, dude, man, how's your day going? You all right?" Yeah. You? Yeah, I feel great, man. I mean, this is incredible stuff. I can't believe the things that we're learning. Academic is kicking butt, as usual. Yeah, I guess so. Do you know what I mean? It's all about pacing, leading, and what's called leading afterwards is that once you've utilized and copied many of these, I mean, you don't have to be exact. If someone's like that and they're crossing their hands and they're very upright when they're doing it, very tense when they're crossing their hands, for example, you don't have to be the exact same way. Like, it doesn't have to be 100%. You can just hold your arm like that, for example. You don't have to do that. It just needs to be similar. And at times you can copy it quickly, but you don't want to make it too obvious that you're copying them in every single area, because they'll pick up on it and they'll think it's weird. So you want to be playful with how you go about it. And it doesn't have to be 100% exactly the same as their body language. Same applies to all of these different strategies, okay? But this is very effective, and this is how you can test to see if you have built rapport. And I do it in a whole multitude of different ways. But we'll have an example. Like, what I tend to do is when someone's going to take a sip, say you've gone for lunch with your friend or on a date or with your business partner, and they've gone to have a sip of their drink. What I would do within 10 seconds, or whilst they're going to get their drink, I would go and get my drink and talk as well. Then I would also be having a conversation with them, fully engrossed, fully immersed in the conversation, fully present, listening to what they're saying, reacting, showing that I'm listening, showing that I understand them, letting them do more of the talking. That's a great way of building rapport as well. And whilst I'm using a whole plethora of strategies, what I might do over time, once I've been taking my drink to sip it several times after they have been doing so, what I'll do is I'll test it and I'll actually go to take a sip of my drink first. And what will usually tend to happen is that, well, you can guess it, they're then going to copy me leading. That's how you know you've got them on your side. That's how you know you've built rapport. So we're going to end it there, because this is, I can go all day and all night about these sort of things. But it's very, very powerful. The most powerful way of building a connection with someone so quickly, so effortlessly, without BSing anyone, without having to lie, without having to ask questions. Because a lot of people think, you can make someone, you can develop a connection with someone by asking questions. That's a method, but it's not how you build rapport. That's how you develop rapport. That's not how you build rapport. Yeah, does that make sense? So asking good open questions is the useful part within a conversation, no doubt about it. But that's how you develop a connection. That's not how you get it going. Okay. These are the mechanisms. Pacing leading is just one of the strategies. So yeah, please like this video if you found it beneficial. Have a great day. Share it with someone, because people can use this in a whole multitude of different areas in their lives. Yeah, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also click the notification bell, because every single week I release several videos like this. Also episodes, podcasts, interviews that you're definitely, and one-to-one sessions, so you can kind of learn from my one-to-one mentoring as well. Go check these videos out. They're only on my YouTube channel in its entirety. So yeah, have a great day, stay strong, and take care, guys.